Hey guys, I'm back, and this time I'm going to be reviewing Ouija, Origin of Evil. And this movie is a prequel to whatever happened in 2014, I guess. Money, obviously. But moving on, this is actually a prequel to Ouija, and it takes place in Los Angeles in, I believe it's 1967. And it's about pretty much, as the title suggests, the origin of evil, where this family, their father died, and this is after what I'm talking about, and they're basically using this like little horror method thing or whatever. You saw this in the trailers, and they're trying to get money from that, and that's basically how they're living. And one day, the family gets a Ouija board, and as you probably would expect from the title, and so that's what they do. They get a Ouija board, that's the new gimmick, and bad stuff's gonna happen. We've been here before, but is it good? Let's talk about that. So, for the most part, this movie does have decent characters. I really like the characters and the performances. Those two aspects really work for me. Similar to what I said with the girl on the train, and the performances were the best part of the movie. And Ouija, Origin of Evil, well, this movie, the performances and the actors are also the best part of this movie. And overall, the characters, there was not anyone specifically that was interesting for me, but I did enjoy watching them go through each step of the way through. What they're going through. This Ouija board is causing trouble for them. Not really, but we'll get into that in a minute. Moving on. And now we get into the things that I didn't really... Oh, wait, I do have one other positive I forgot to mention, and that, actually a couple. The movie itself does feel like it was filmed where it's taking place. It's like they have an old-fashioned Universal logo. The title itself is kind of like... not so much how it would you would expect a horror movie would show its title like today. You need to watch the movie to know what I'm talking about, but if you go watch the movie, come back to where I'm talking here, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And there are some very creepy moments that go out through this movie. And now let's get into the cons, the things I didn't like. For the most part, this movie was not scary. It was kind of creepy, but that's as good as it gets. And that was very disappointing for me, that it wasn't very scary. Excuse me. And the saddest thing is the creepy parts, the majority of them happen in the last 10 minutes of the movie, which is really... just not where they should be. They should kind of be spread out, and I'll talk about what happens throughout the movie. I'm not going to do any spoilers, don't worry, but there are some pretty dumb stuff that happens in this movie, and I cannot really give that a thumbs up. And let's talk about the demon for a second. The demon of the Ouija board. Yeah. How do I put this together? He was there, but he wasn't threatening. I mean, he was just kind of... You saw this in the trailer. He pushes himself into the little girl of the movie, Doris, and that's pretty much all he really does. That's menacing, for the most part. But, speaking about that, after the character of Doris gets infected with this demon now, her older sister, the demon attempts to pull the blankets off of her 3 times. Okay, the first time really slow. Second time, and she pulls the blankets back up. Tries it again, very slowly. Pulls the blankets back up, and then just removes the blankets, like shoves them off, and then the scene ends. I guess that's supposed to show that there's a danger here, but to be honest, it didn't really connect to anything, and nothing really happened. I didn't feel like the demon was a problem because Doris is also like she's helping the mom with the Ouija board because he's really good with the Ouija board, and since the demon's inside her, that gives her a big advantage. And now, that's what he's doing. And the demon also has like makes this little hole in the wall in the basement, and there's like a bag of money there, and I'm just thinking, coolest demon ever. Wow. Because, and you kind of find out why he would do that, because he just doesn't want him to leave. But for the most part, there was nothing really scary, menacing, and I think this movie should have been a lot scarier. Even though it does have good performances and characters that I like, there was nothing scary in the movie. So I've got to give Ouija Origin of Evil a C. It's disappointing in that regard, but overall, I don't really recommend. And the movie, you can take a pass on this one. You probably won't miss anything. Also, next week, before I end the video, I just wanted to say this. I know there's been like a lack of videos on my channel, and this video is like, what, 4 days old? 4 days late. I'm sorry about that. But I will try to get them up when they come out. But next week next week. This Friday, I'm going to be seeing Inferno. The third movie in the Da Vinci Code trilogy, I guess. So look forward to that, and I'll see you next time.